Greetings and welcome to Astro Times today. In today's presentation, this is also my first ever presentation regarding timing of a marriage. Actually, today one lady approached me for the possible date of marriage for her only son, and she has given me the birth details of her son and asked me to arrive at a possible marriage date, earliest possible marriage date. According to me, in my opinion, I have given the date as 14th February 2024. So here I would like to share with you all how I arrived at that date. So let me share with you the screen. So as all of you can see, these are the Rasi and Navamsa charts of that male native. I am not disclosing the birth details of that native on confidentiality grounds, and I have these are the broad parameters. I have applied some parameters and some observations for arriving at the possible date of marriage, which I will let you know during the course of this video. So whatever information that I think I need, here I have noted down. So first, the Lagna in D1 chart is Leo, and Lagna in D9 is Sagittarius. D9 Lagna node is Sun, and D9 Lagna node is Jupiter. Seventh house in D1 is Aquarius, whereas seventh house in D9 is Gemini. Seventh lord of D1 is Saturn, whereas seventh lord of D9 is Mercury. Mercury is also retrograde. Planets in Lagna is in D1 Lagna is Mercury. He is also the Lagna Lord. The seventh Lord of D9 is in the Lagna of D1 chart. This is one point that what we have to observe in this chart. Straight away it is sitting in the eye. And in D9 Lagna, there are no planets posited, and planets in seventh house. That is, no planet is posited in the seventh house of D1 chart, either in D1 chart or in D9 chart, which is a desirable combination, which is for the purpose of marriage. Actually, for the purpose of marriage, this seventh houses should be vacant actually, which is present in this chart. Planets aspecting Lagna, no planet is aspecting Lagna in D1 chart, but whereas in D9 chart, Saturn is aspecting Lagna. Planets aspecting Lagna Lord is D1 chart, Ketu and retrograde Saturn. Ketu is also the seventh Lord of D1 chart, and he is aspecting Lagna Lord. And D9, Venus is aspecting Lagna Lord, and planets aspecting seventh house, Mercury and Mars. In D1 and in D9 chart, it is Mars. Planets aspecting seventh lord in D1 chart is Rahu and Sun, whereas in D9 chart, Rahu. So, whereas this Mars, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, Sun, these planets are called as separative planets. If in any natal chart, either Lagna or seventh lord or seventh house is under the influence of these planets. Usually we find one combination in everybody's chart which is under the influence of these four separative planets. If more the seventh house or seventh lord are under the aspect or control of these separative planets, we may expect disturbances in the married life of the native. Here are some combinations what I observed upon seeing the horoscope, and I noted down. So there is a Parivartana Yoga between Sun and Mercury in first house. Here you can see the Sun is the lord of this house, whereas Mercury is the lord of this house. Whereas Mercury is posited in the Sun's house and Sun is posited in Mercury's house. So there is a Parivartana Yoga between Lagna Lord and second lord, whereas this lagna indicates self and second house indicates the family which is born into. So as there is a parivartana yoga between these two, we can say this family, this person is more family oriented, is more family centered. Here we can also see one more change, whereas Mars is getting debilitated. Mars is debilitated. That is one more point that we have to observe in this natal chart. And seventh law, and in D1 chart, seventh lord is in eighth house. Seventh lord is Saturn. Is positioned with Ketu in the eighth house, which is not a desirable combination and a desirable position in both ways, and also desirable house. Whereas Saturn posited in eighth house, that too is in Jupiter's house together with Ketu, and also that is the eighth position, and also retrograde. We can say multiple combinations for a disturbed married life in this natal chart. So one more combination is there is a mutual aspect between Sun and Saturn. Sun and Saturn, even though the relation between them is father and son, they never maintain a cordial relations. So this is one more combination which is undesirable combination that is present in this chart. And sun is present in the second house from Lagna. So actually sun represents sun is ego, sun is egoistic, centered person who is present in the Vaksthana. Basically second house represents so many these things, and one of them is family, and for our discussion purposes it is Vaksthana, is speech. So his speech, basically he speaks with ego, ego-centered person, whereas the Mercury is a person who represents this speech, is posted in Lagna, in first house. That too is retro, so we can say that there is basically we can come to a conclusion that this person's speech, very harsh speech. This person's speech is very harsh. That to second house, sun is present in the second house. What it is not, we may expect there are disturbances in this native's life because of his speech. Had not he changed his way of speaking, that is what my conclusion about. These are all my vital observations about this natal chart. And one more combination for we can say delayed marriages combinations. There are some delayed marriage combinations are present, and second marriage combinations are also present, as seventh lord Saturn is posited only with malefic planets and aspected by malefic planets, and second lord Mercury is posited in 12th to second house retrograde, and only malefic planets are present in the second house. This is also one of the combinations for second marriage. Usually everybody's chart will have one or two combinations for second marriage, but more than two is or not desirable. Up to two we can say they are okay. But there are some other combinations as well. That is the mutual aspect between Sun and Saturn, the eighth, seventh lord in eighth house with a separative planet like Ketu, being aspected by separative planets like Sun and Rahu, which are not desirable actually, but they are present in this natal chart. But our purpose is when is the marriage date, and I'm not going to talk about his divorce and all, which is not the idea of this presentation. And now in both D1 and D9 charts, seventh lords are being aspected by Rahu and conjunct with Ketu. If you can say seventh lord Saturn is in conjunct with Ketu and aspected by Rahu, and if you take seventh lord of D9, this is Mercury is posited with Ketu and aspected by Rahu, which is not a desirable desirable combination. And on top of it, this native has Kuja dosha problem in his chart. So these are all the vital and how to understand the vitals of this natal chart. Now let us proceed to the how I arrived at the possible marriage date for this natal. Okay, for this purpose, I have taken some 7 parameters. 8 parameters and 3 observations which I am going to present to all of you. So first, this dasa parameters. I am applying Vimsotri dasa parameters and Jaimini Chara Antardasa parameters. Actually, we have to apply 3 dasa parameters in order to arrive at in more accurate results. But here I'm for this discussion purposes, I'm giving only 2 dasas, that is namely Vimsotri dasa and Jaimini Chara Antardasa. So the first condition is position, aspect, and conjunction of Mahadasa and Antardasa lords with Lagna or Lagna lord or 7th house or 7th lord, either in D1 chart or D9 chart or planets associated with them. This is the parameter 1. So let us know this boy is under the is operating as of today. This boy is under the aspect of Jupiter. He's under the Mahadasa of Jupiter, which runs between 2020 to 2036, 16 years period. This boy will be under the under this dasa of Jupiter. So let us try to establish a connection between Jupiter, the Mahadasa Lord, with these parameters. Whatever parameters I have given here, let us establish a connection with these parameters. Mahadasa Lord Jupiter is posted in 5th house in Sagittarius and aspecting Lagna. See, Mahadasa Lord is posted is here and he is aspecting Lagna. So there is a connection, very clear, crystal clear connection is established between the Mahadasa Lord and Lagna. So now we can say that there is a possible this 2020 2036, a 16-year period, there is a possible window. It is a possible window. So 16 years period is a window. This we cannot give to any seeker. Actually, we cannot give this window period to any seeker, but you will get married during this 16-year period. So we have to further narrow down this to at least 2.5 years period, maximum of 2.5 to 3 years period. And let us see how it works. And now let us take Antardasa. This boy is under the Antardasa of Saturn. Between February 10th, 2023 to 2025, 26th August 2025, this boy is under the Saturn Antardasa of Jupiter Mahadasa. Now our area of focus is Jupiter Saturn Antardasa. So now let us establish a connection between Saturn and whatever the parameters that I have given here. Let us try to establish a connection between these two positions. And Antardasa Lord Saturn is posted in Pisces and aspecting Lagna Lord Sun. You can say Antardasa Lord is posted in Pisces and he is aspecting Lagna Lord Sun. This is the another parameter. So now we arrived at the first parameter is now tested. Okay. So after this 16-year period, now we narrowed down to 2.5 years. This period operates up to August 2025. So from 2036 we arrived to 2025. Now let us apply one more dasa. This is called as Jaimini Chara Antardasa period. How this Jaimini Chara Antardasa operates, let us see now. So first, Jaimini Chara Antardasa has to establish a contact with Dharakaraka Navamsa, that is Dharapada, Upapada Lagna, 7th Lord of D1 or 7th Lord of D9. If any of these parameters, Chara Antardasa is able to establish contacts with these houses are these houses are lords, there is a possibility of marriage. So Dharakaraka is Sun, Dharakaraka Navamsa is Pisces, Dharapada is Aries, Upapada is again Aries, 7th Lord of D1 is Saturn, 7th Lord of D9 is Mercury. So now let us establish the connections. So as of now, this boy is under the Chara Antardasa of Capricorn Chara Antardasa. So Capricorn Chara Antardasa operates up to 22nd May 2024, and it is making a connection with 7th Lord of D1 and D9. as you can see here. This Capricorn is establishing a contact with seventh lord of D9. Seventh lord of D9 is Mercury, and this Chara Antardasa is able to establish a contact with Mercury. So this condition is satisfied. So now what I said earlier, this marriage might take place between anywhere between August 2025. From August 2025, now I arrived at May 2024. I further reduced it by 1 year. This 1 year window. So what if this marriage will not happen? If the next coming subsequent coming dasas are suitable or not, I'm checking. And after Capricorn Antardasa, this boy operates Sagittarius Chara Antardasa, and Chara Antardasa also is able to contact with, is able to establish a connection with Darakaraka Sun, as you can see here. Okay, this period is narrowed down to 21st January 2025. If there is a further even he's running under a brighter dasa even after 22nd May 2024 up to 2025. There's a brighter dasa for him. And what if this marriage did not happen between up to June 25? Even after that, next dasa also is a favorable dasa for him. Which is Scorpio Chara Antardasa. This is able to establish a contact with Upapada Lagna, which is Aries. He Upapada Lagna and Upapada and Dharapada, this Scorpio Chara Antardasa is able to establish contacts with. So we can say up to August, September 2025 is a brighter period for marriage, and which is according to Gemini Chara Antardasa, and according to Vimsottari Dasa also, this is up to August 2025. This is a brighter period for marriage. That is what we can say. Even so, now we have given up to September 2025. Even still, this is a 1.5 year period, 1 year 9 months period. Even this is a, we cannot give this kind of window to any seeker. You have to further narrow down. Here, where this is where exactly we have to consider transit parameters. So transit means what exactly is happening in this natal chart as of today. So first latest condition is Vivaha Saham. So Jupiter in transit should be able to establish contact with the Vivaha Saham. Here I have given the Vivaha Saham calculation, and Vivaha Saham is coming to Leo. And if I take Jagannatha Hora, Vivaha Saham is Aries. So there is a confusion here. There is a dilemma here. What is the Vivaha Saham? For both, I am giving the clarification. The Jupiter is positioned in Aries, so he is able to establish contacts with Vivaha Saham, and he is aspecting Leo from Aries, and he in this condition also is able to establish contacts with Vivaha Saham. This is also one of the desirable transits. So this boy is running. Jupiter will be present here up till 1st May 2024. So which is a desirable transit, and double transit. See, in order to get anything, not only this marriage, Saturn and Jupiter together, they have to do it to us. Individually, no other, even though all other planets are favorable to us, but if Saturn and Jupiter are not favorable, and not that event will not happen. This is how this event in this marriage, in the case of marriage, this is what has to happen. This parameter 4, Saturn and Jupiter, they have to activate Lagna Lord, 7th house or 7th Lord, or Vivaha through position aspect conjunction. So here all of you see transit chart as on 14th December 2023. That transit chart, all of you see here, you can say I have given the combinations. So even though the Saturn is able to meet the conditions, Jupiter is not able to meet all the conditions. Here you can see. Okay, you see, but in some cases we saw even though Jupiter is not doing it, Saturn is favorable, and the events are happening. So on that grounds that I have taken that even this marriage solemnizes, wedding happens. That is what I have taken, and taking this from this, I will proceed to the next parameter, that is Pia Milan. That is prospective wife. That means he already came across his prospective wife. Maybe he met her in a restaurant, or while traveling by a bus, or while traveling by a train, or somewhere this native got into connection with. So this is how to establish say Pia Milan, Lagna Lord and seventh Lord of the native making a connection in transit. So if you see Lagna Lord and seventh Lord are will be in Aquarius. If you see transit chart as on 16th February 2024, they are in the same sign. Here you can see. So this Pia Milan concept is met with. So he has bright chances, we can say there are bright chances for this boy to get married before February 2024, 14th February 2024. Next condition, next parameter, Jupiter activating natal Venus, Mars. So here, if you see the Jupiter already activated natal Venus. Jupiter was posted in Pisces sign up to 21st April 2023. During that period, he already activated this natal Venus. Natal Venus is posited in Cancer sign during his presence in Pisces sign, he already activated natal Venus. So that is how this condition is also, this parameter is also met with. Next parameter, I am not able to satisfy this condition. Sun and most planets are around Lagna, 7th house or 7th house or 7th lord. Parameters Lagna and 7th house. This condition I am not able to find any. This kind of transit I am not finding as of now, but in future it may happen. But for our discussion purposes, this is not happening. Next, let us go to the parameter 8. Lagna lord transiting inner. Near 7th house or 7th lord transiting in or near Lagna. You can see here the Lagna lord is in 7th house Aquarius as per the transit chart as on 14th February 2024, and he is in this posited in this sign till 15th March 2024. So this is the combination, this is the transit chart I am speaking about. These are all the 8 parameters. So here let me tell you, out of 8 parameters, 8 the vital except P4 and P7, parameter 4 and parameter 7. Parameter 4 is partly met with and parameter 7 is not met with. So we can say out of 8, we can say 6 are fully met and 1 is partly met and 1 is not met, which is desirable. We cannot rule out the possibilities of marriage. So now there are some 3 observations. Let us have a look at those. Role of moon. This condition is not. I have not applied this condition. And now let us move to the role of Saturn. Saturn and Dara Karaka are posted in the same house as per the transit chart of 14th May 2024. See, Saturn and Dara Karaka are posted on the same house. This is the transit chart you can see, and they are posted in the same house. And finally, position aspect and conjunction relationship, Mahadasa, Antardasa, Pachintardasa, lords with 511 houses, lords of D9, houses are lords of D9 charts. So this is how this condition is met with. So we can say out of 3 observations, 2 observations are met. So we can say there is a possible brighter chances for this boy up to between 14th February 2024. That is how this is how I arrived at possible date of marriage for this native. Thank you for watching the video and post your comments in the comment section below.